MAGA lawyer wants Trump to send in the 101st Airborne to free election denier, traitor Tina Peters. Jailed former Colorado County clerk has become a cause célèbre for conservatives, with the rhetoric surrounding her case becoming increasingly extreme. An attorney representing jailed election denier Tina Peters has backed sending the U.S. military to bust his client out of prison, where she is currently languishing after being convicted over her part in the plot to overturn the 2020 election. Peter Ticktin, who is now Trump's new Rudy Giuliani, made comments during an appearance on Steve Bannon's War Room podcast Tuesday, when he was asked, of course, by Bannon, if President Donald Trump should dispatch the celebrated 101st Airborne Division to free Peters, 70, the disgraced former county clerk of Mesa County, Colorado. Do I think it should be done? For who I am? Yeah, I'd like to see that happen, Ticktin answered. Peters is serving a 9-year jail sentence after being convicted in August 2024 of 7 out of 10 charges, 4 of which were felonies, for allowing an associate of MyPillow salesman and Trump loyalist Mike Lindell to access a secure room to make a copy of a hard drive containing data from the state's 2020 presidential election results, to break into a Dominion voting system voting machine and steal the innards. That's what they did. They had the innards of that voting machine and that software for years. They wanted to steal the data, all in support of Trump's still unproven fraud narrative, which attempted to discredit and overturn Joe Biden's win by baselessly crying conspiracy. Despite repeatedly protesting her innocence, including while guesting on Bannon's show, Peters was told by District Court Judge Matthew Barrett at her sentencing hearing last October, "I watched this. Whoa. You are no hero. You are a charlatan who used and is still using your prior position in office to peddle a snake oil that's been proven to be junk time and time again." Barrett's reprimand has not stopped her from becoming a MAGA cause célèbre, with Trump himself directing the Department of Justice in May to take action to secure her release, subsequently threatening Colorado with harsh measures if Peters was not freed. The administration requested that she be transferred to federal custody earlier this month, citing concerns for her health, which is bullshit. They just want to pardon her. A bipartisan group of Colorado County clerks reacted to that development by issuing a rare joint statement to their Democratic governor, Jared Polis, urging him to resist the call and accusing him of betraying election workers by staying silent. This should be a no-brainer for the governor, Paul Lopez, Denver's clerk and recorder said. "Now's the time to prove your mettle." On Sunday, Trump repeated his call for Peters' release on Live Social, demanding in all caps, "Free Tina Peters, who sits in a Colorado prison, dying and old, for attempting to expose voter fraud and the rigged 2020 president." He's going to, no matter how many times you guys say it, it's not going to make it true. It just isn't. While Governor Polis has not addressed the growing pressure campaign on Peters' behalf, he needs to. Colorado's Attorney General Jenna Griswold has been unambiguous, saying in a statement Friday, Tina Peters stands alone as an example of the nefarious actions and outcomes of election denialism. Her deliberate and criminal actions were perpetrated in support of Donald Trump's big lie. She violated Colorado law and her duty to administer Mesa County elections. She was found guilty of her crimes by a jury of her peers after an extensive trial. Peters is serving her sentence in state prison for state crimes that harmed her community and violated the trust placed in her office. She is incarcerated because she broke Colorado law. Shit, I did my crimes, and I did 2 decades worth of my time. You have to be held accountable, or you don't grow, you don't learn. These people are the most, they don't want anything that even looks like accountability. They're allergic to it. Local MAGA podcaster Joel Oltmann has meanwhile ratcheted up the tension even further by calling for the execution of Polis and other state officials over their handling of the Peters case, saying they should hang by their necks until dead. That's Trump. That's Trump's permission structure, now allowing other right-wing nutcases like his podcasters and these who knows who they are losers, like this guy, Altman, to start talking about Democrats like that. And I'm going to tell you, you need to be careful with that talk, because somebody's going to end up hurt. And it's not a guarantee that it's going to be the Democrats. I'm just telling you that. There are many myths that the Republicans like to perpetuate. One is that they're good on the economy. And we all know that's not true. I mean, Reagan and the housing crisis took Obama 8 years to try to right that ship. And then he gave Trump a great economy, which Trump just left alone until COVID came, and then he terribly mismanaged that, and it gave Joe Biden something to fix. And then he fixed it, got us a soft landing. Our inflation was down 2.7% when Trump came to office. And yeah, inflation was too high. I mean, and goods were still too expensive. But he did a great job with the economy. And he passed some incremental legislation that was good and popular. That's one of the myths that the Republicans like to. Another is that they're rule of law party. And we all know, after all the pardons we've seen flying out of this White House for criminals, the latest one, the Binance guy, who laundered money for Al Qaeda and ISIS. No, we don't care because we have, the Al Qaeda guy, MBS, the guy that, the 9/11 guy, have him right in the fucking Oval Office with a New Yorker inviting him to the fucking Oval Office, legitimizing his fucking reign of terror, his murderous way of governing, because Trump wishes he could do that. Good. But another myth I would like to warn these dumb, tiny little male Republican podcasters out here that are trying to ratchet this shit up, calling for Democrats to be hanged. Another myth that Republicans like to push is that they're the only ones that believe in the Second Amendment. I'm going to tell you right now, you wish. So I would just be careful, because even though Democrats don't talk like that, I'm pretty sure we're all ready when you want to bring it. That's all you do.